Reverend Wright. You know, he's been in the news as of late. He has been talking about all kinds of things, and people have been asking Obama a lot of questions, you know,
And
what the hey, and we're going to ask him some today.
Yes.
But the quote that got Elizabeth going this morning was which?
Oh, well, he's just, only because it's just another thing that we've heard about him. And in talking about Jesus and during the time of crucifixion, he said Jesus' enemies had their own opinions about him. He wrote in a eulogy, actually, he said the Italians, for the most part, look down their garlic noses at the Galileans. And and he goes on again to then talk about, you know, white supremacy in the U.S. But I just think, can we only be sensitive about certain comments? Or, you know, I think any sort of classification and bigotry toward any group is not okay. And we're learning more and more things that he has said. And I think what then poses the challenge to Barack Obama, does he have to keep defending him time and time again?
It sort of takes you back to Kennedy, because everyone was concerned about Kennedy's religion and his spiritual leader, who was the Pope. You know, and again, Kennedy said, listen, I'm my own man. I will be making the decisions that need to be made based on what the country needs. And I think at some point, since Reverend Wright isn't running for president, unless we miss something on CNN, and that's quite possible, it's, you know, there are idiotic statements made every day from all colored people, not colored people, all people who, you know what I'm saying.
Yes, I know exactly what you're saying.
I'm not sure it's the same. I'm not.
Why not?
Because with John Kennedy, there was religious bigotry in this country, and there still is to some degree, but less. But you cannot compare. We're not talking about Barack Obama's religion. We're not saying that he shouldn't be a Christian and so forth. We are talking about a mentor, and a mentor who says very bigoted, racially discriminatory statements. I don't think that's the same as when John Kennedy. I know you do, but I don't.
That's all right. But I'm just saying that these questions of someone's mentor or the people in their lives, you know, again, if any of us actually had to be looked at with the people in our lives, none of us would pass the test.
No,
yes, a lot of us have.
No. If I went to a church, or if I went to my church or temple, where the preacher who is preaching, I mean, we've had these arguments before, and this is what we're preaching. Also, teaching children. They are teaching children, and they said terrible things about black people, about Italians, about Jews, really derogatory, bigoted things. I could not say, well, there are a lot of crazy people, and I would feel that I had to say,
institutional religion always has things in it that are offensive to somebody.
But you're separating that. You're separating it. This is a choice that he has made.
When we were kids.
This man, Jeremiah Wright, in the 20 years that he's been preaching, has also taught children about community and being prideful. Well, also too, but I'm saying, because you're also saying he's teaching kids something negative. He's teaching them a lot of positive.
I'm from an Italian-American family, so tell me what he said again. The garlic nose, what is it, Roman?
He said the Italians, for the most part, look down their garlic noses at the Galileans.
Okay, first of all, he's talking about the ancient Romans here.
Yes.
And the Roman nose has been celebrated in art and history. So I don't count it as, I don't think it's insulting.
I hear you. I'm saying, this is by far
If I didn't have garlic in my diet, I would not have the gorgeous complexion that I have.
All I'm saying is, and it is gorgeous. It is gorgeous.
It's a compliment.
No, I guess I should take it as a compliment.
It's a compliment.
I understand, but don't you think that at some point you have to draw the line? Do you remember there was a time when there was propaganda put out, I believe, of the Jewish man, the profile with the nose drawn and with unbelievably hateful, comments alongside of it. It isn't. I think any time you take...
I'll tell you why I think it's different.
Anytime you take someone's ethnicity or race or sex and use it in a way that classifies them unfairly, I think that there's something wrong with that.
I don't think that the Roman nose has been used against Italians the way the Jewish stereotype of a hook nose has been used against Jews. So we have to separate the two ideas.
Some are
conflate those ideas.
Some are okay then.
One group has been oppressed for something like that, and the other has not. The other has been celebrated.
I think racism works in many directions, not just one.
Well, what you're doing is you're just sort of like making it all in one big batch, and it's not.
Barack Obama has condemned, we cannot forget what this man has said. He has condemned those remarks. He has in no way supported them, advocated them, stood behind him, or praised his reverend. He said he had other considerations. Well,
He did it.
didn't come
Elizabeth,
up
that's
before.
Elizabeth.
Didn't come up. He has-
You're wrong, because as soon as it happened, he did that. You have to give him that.
Okay,
Because
you
you
can-
said
It was
as soon
public as soon as it was made.
Yeah, but you
Let
don't
me
know if he
finish.
even talked.
Go ahead,
There are still questions which we will ask him about whether he should have gone further, whether he should still go further, but we cannot let it stand that these are any statements or any sentiments of Senator Barack. That's all I want to say.